It only takes one bad choice to change everything. Hello, and welcome to episode 47 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. Today, we've got a sad story to tell you, but fortunately, veteran crash investigator and driver safety expert Mike Pehl is up for the challenge. Isn't that right, Mike?
Got you covered.
All right, thank you. And of course, Natasha Johnson, our keeper of the student observations, will start us up by telling us about a parent's observation in regards to this tragic story. Natasha?
Thank you. Yes. So this one is from Pam D, and it comes from enrichment number 8, which is go sit in an emergency room on a Saturday night. If you can't do that, we ask you to watch a video about a girls' soccer team, a joyride turned deadly. And Pam says, "Wow, this video was heartbreaking to watch, but I think a huge eye-opener for parents and kids. I always tell my kids to make sure I always make sure to tell them if they are driving too fast, and now I don't feel bad about saying it. I know kids want to have fun and be cool, but sometimes it is one bad mistake that can change everything. I feel that all the folks affected by this tragedy, and as a parent, I appreciate them sharing their stories to educate others."
That's
So to let the audience know what this was this was a traveling, or I know there's a different name, but a traveling soccer team, and it was from seniors to actually freshmen, and they decided to have a team sleepover, and a couple of the new freshmen had just made the team, and they like Dairy Queens. And what I do want everybody to know, there was no drugs or alcohol involved in this, which is not a good thing to broadcast, but 90% plus of these stories are usually drug, alcohol, careless related, you know. But this was just a group of girls at someone's house, a sleepover, to do bonding as a team. And somebody gets a great idea in the middle of the night, midnight, or 11 a.m. or 11 p.m., I'm sorry, to go get a Dairy Queen or something. Well, it happens that parents, be careful, because I've said this before, our actions become actions for our young people when it's their turn to drive. And the driver took the group of girls in a SUV packed in
nine
there.
of them.
9 of them. There's not 9 seatbelts in that. And remember this, when one person in a group of a whole bunch decides not to wear a seatbelt, the peer pressure gets worse. And all of a sudden, okay, I won't wear mine. I won't wear mine. Or there's not room for you to buckle up. Well, yes, there is. Okay. Because what you're going to hear is all these people get ejected from the car, but they go on a road that was a fun road. How does a road become fun? Well, if we take this bump a little fast, take this hill a little bit fast, we lose our stomach.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, throughout the years of growing up, Mom, take us to the fun hill. Mom, can you just see it all happening? Well, guess what? All of a sudden, I'm 16, 17, 18 years old, and now I have my own friends. Well, Mom had a little more knowledge to not make the jump go at 70 or 80 miles an hour. She did the jump or the hill at 40 or 50. So now I get a teenage risk taker, and I get some instigators, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Hit it harder, hit it faster. You're going to do a jump. Boom. Well, guess what? They did the jump. Car comes down. And of course, right off the bat, you lose, once your tires lose the surface of the road, when it comes down, it's going to grab wherever. So if it comes down weighted this side, it's grabbing that way. You're flipping the car. Comes down weighted this way, you're flipping the car. And I'll just tell everybody this, it's not a pretty sight. If your car rolls, first of all, if somebody goes through the windshield, your car will roll more. It becomes a barrel. All right. As long as the windshield stays intact, your car will roll, and it's like 2 or 3 times. It doesn't flip like this. When you roll the car, when that windshield stays where it's at, remember that's the roll bar. When somebody goes through it, it crushes this down, and now it becomes a barrel. And centrifugal force is what throws people out. People go out side windows because they're already broke because you've rolled that across the ground. People go out the back door, they go out the sunroof. All right. If you do not have your seatbelt on, you are almost always going to get thrown out of the car in a rollover. You never roll just once. And a lot of times you only get partially ejected. And then the car comes back and rolls over the top of you. And usually will end up on top of you and you suffocate. You can't get that weight of the car off. The emergency people cannot get to you fast enough. You bleed out, you cough out, you do things. And this doesn't happen in the city where you're right next to the hospital. It seems to always happen out where you're 3, 4, 5, 6 miles out. And it takes 10 to 20 minutes to get somebody that knows what to do to you, and it's usually too late. So, you know what? Friends are friends, business is business. This thing goes on. People are dead, people are injured, people are in wheelchairs. You need to see it. You need to just to look at it. You need to sit down with your friends and your kids' friends, have a popcorn party because it's reality. It happens all the time. Proms, homecomings, just dances. We put a bunch of people together. And you know what? It's okay to sit your daughters or sons' friends down and say, I'm concerned about this, guys. I want to know who's the smart one. Who's the one that we can count on in your group that can maneuver I'll get the word. Who can maneuver the poor decisions that are about to happen? Who is that leader? Because that's what we need when we get a group of people together. And I don't care how goody you are. I'm just saying friends are friends, and this happens. An unguarded moment of carelessness is what I wanted to say.
Well, Mike, you even say when you're talking about the decision of who's going to be in charge, that you say, if your student has taken our courses or your son and daughter, excuse me, were taught by you, it's like, I'm going to let them drive because I know they learned how to drive smarter and safer, and they know what's going to happen. And a lot of these people don't get any of that information. As you know, not that I'm going to go into it today necessarily, but both my sons crashed cars within 6 weeks of each other because I just signed them up for whatever, what was most convenient really for me. And they didn't know some of these things as far as defensive driving. And I am, I say, therefore, the grace of God go I, because my 2 sons are still alive, even though they totaled these cars. But just saying that how you teach them is so important.
And just to reiterate with Jane, and both your sons had who in the car with them?
Friends. Yes, my one son had one friend, but he was a little crazy man. And then my other son had 5 kids in the car. Huh?
I said, there you go. You had the crazy man with him, right?
With him, yes, yes. So we'll tell those stories another day. But anyway, that's just so difficult.
We need to get young people, college kids, that you don't think because we're off at college, this stuff doesn't happen, because we still go to parties in college. We still get together. It could be sports, doesn't matter. We always have people in a car. And I try to teach, what I do teach is to get the mindset right on who's the responsible driver that can maneuver and manage the situation. Because really, when I put 5 people in my car, all your lives are in my hands. And I need to manage that life, but nobody thinks about that. We don't think about what the other car is going to do. We don't think about, we're we're involved in the situation in the car. And that's a bad thing to do, and that's why we try and make drivers to be safe, drive safe, and what? Ride safe.
I'd say,
Because if
yes,
you're a rider and you see that driver starting to get distracted and not paying attention to whose life? Yours.
right.
That time to just maybe a reminder. But great story, guys. It goes on. Parents, I know you have best friends and they have parents, but listen, when it becomes $1 million injury, you're getting your butt sued. And this particular girl ends up doing jail time at 18 years old. I don't know what it would be like to watch my daughter get handcuffed. And the next time I get to talk to her is through a window on a phone for 6 months, 8 months, 8 years.
Plus, it's on your record.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it's a hard thing to,
nobody thinks it's going to happen to them. And I just got to say, we all have a brain. God gave us that. And He didn't give us the brain to become stupid. He gave
Right.
it for us to use to be a better person. So there you go.
yeah. Well, yes. Well, that's very good information, Mike. And also in regards that the particular video we are talking about is within the courses that we offer. But if you, for instance, would like to watch it, what we would like you to do is email us at drivesaferidesafe@gmail.com and ask for it, and we can give you the link if you aren't a student of ours, because
Yes.
it is really telling. And will maybe it's something that you will remember when you're driving
Yeah.
anytime, and I think that's very good.
So thank you, Pam D. Thank you, Mom H. And
Yes.
and you know what? See, we don't know how many lives this thing is going to touch. We really, really don't.
Right, and we appreciate as our mom Hemmingson said, um we
Become
need,
the
or
messenger.
no, I'm sorry,
Pam D.
Pam D. Excuse me, Pam, for
Yes.
saying the wrong name. We appreciate that you gave us insights of how you felt too, because that
Yeah.
helps
Yes.
us tell other people.
Yes.
Yes. We want to hear from the parents as well, for sure.
Yep.
Yes,
So, I mean, like I say, graduation's coming up. It's that time of year when there's always a
Mhm.
function coming up,
celebrations.
parties all summer long, a
Yes.
winter long, whatever. Um, I say set your group of friends down. The video doesn't take that long. Get a bowl of popcorn. Guys, I'm concerned. It's just so easy. You know what, John? I want all your friends that you ride with over here. I just don't ever want to see you guys broken up this way. They'll watch it, you know, and then
Yep.
ask questions. What'd you think about it? Because you know what? You got to get it in the heart. And once it's in the heart, it's there. So you
Right.
can't you can't ignore.
Yes. Well, you know what? With that said, we're grateful for everyone that's watching, and we hope that you can share our podcast with your friends and family. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's got hundreds of defensive driving videos in YouTube at our youtube.com/drive safe ride safe 1, which is the number, not the name. And of course, you can also check out our podcast by going to drivesaferidesafe.com/podcast. And I know, Natasha, perhaps you
Yes. So
talk
speaking
about
of
Mom
Mom
Hemmingson.
H,
Yes,
yes,
exactly.
she had a review to share. Her comment was just what a homeschooling teen needs. This was a great resource for my homeschooled teen. It was affordable and fit into our regular schooling schedule well at his own pace. The videos were helpful and the information seems to have stuck with him in the heart. He was able to clearly retell after each lesson what was covered.
He probably said, Mike says to her a lot as well.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I hear that.
Yep, for
Sorry,
sure. That's good.
sorry.
Anyway, if you want to as well, give us a shout out by emailing us your questions, or maybe you have a story or something that you would like us, a topic that you would like us to do on our podcast. You can go to drivesafe@gmail.com. And of course, this has been episode 47 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. I'm Jane Ubel, and we want to remind you to
Drive safe.
Ride safe.
.com.
There it is. Bye.
Bye. I got ready too early with my. Ooh.